Yeah, sorry if I gave you a bit of a thing there.
Well, if you don't show, you don't show.
Well, yeah, if I'm not coming, you will get a message of some kind. The only reason I thought I was going to be here on time, and the buses steamed. Sometimes if they're not coordinated, you wait forever between buses. You're live.
I am live. Do I have audio? Yeah, I got audio too. Look at that.
Yes, yeah, we're looking good. There's
Okay.
too much on here. Which one?
Don't worry about anything else. Your mic is live too, so.
Oh, are you going to try that again?
Yeah, you can have your mic live.
Well, they didn't like the echo. Remember?
No, the echo was coming from here because I didn't
okay.
turn off the audio on here.
Oh, okay.
So it's feeding back.
Oh, okay. So that probably won't be a problem this time. Then.
No, it won't be a problem this time.
Like, oh, we can't hear Frank. Then you can hear Frank. Oh, it's too echoey. Like, come on, you guys. Throw me a freaking bone here. Okay.
Can't win them all.
I have time to grab a quick cup of coffee.
Yeah, you do actually. Go ahead.
Totally need one.
I'm just gonna refresh Facebook or window or YouTube here, and
You know, it was kind of nice to realize that I can exist without my phone. I don't like it, and it ain't easy, but it's possible.
there we are. I'm live right now. And who do we have over there? And I think I'm live over here too. I must be. It's Monday, folks. Joshua West, hello, sir. Good morning, or good day to you as well. Cheryl at Distinctive Impressions. Cheryl C. from Thompson. Hey guys, got my coffee and I'm ready. I got my coffee too. Frag 3D. Hey Rick. Don the German printing nerd. We got you there as well. Oh, there I am. Let's see who's on Facebook with us. I hope you guys had a great weekend because I had an amazing weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I had an amazing weekend. Yesterday I did absolutely nothing. Well, I shouldn't say I had an amazing weekend. I don't know if anybody has wireless keyboards at home, but if you do, I shouldn't say I have. I had a Logitech keyboard at home, to which I promptly last night smashed over my knee because I've had nothing but problems with this keyboard since day one. And it works when it wants to work, and then it doesn't want to work, and then it works for a week, and then it doesn't want to work. And it's been a real pain in the ass. And I said the ASS word. Yes, I did today. It's been a pain. So last night I just had enough. I was trying to do some stuff in SketchUp, and I literally smashed it over my knee yesterday. Broke it right in half. So yeah, it was not a good thing. So Winnipeg got smashed with a Colorado low with more to come, although it's good today, Cheryl says over in Manitoba.
Holy shit, look at all the chat going on already.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we're having lots of fun over here.
Hi, Don.
Your
Hi,
knee in half?
everybody.
No, not my knee in half. I smashed the keyboard in half yesterday.
Your knee in half.
Over my knee.
Same thing he does to his children.
No, I don't do that to my children. They're all grown up. So we got some cool things to talk about today. First and foremost, we're going to get into talking about what's in this box over here, which I've already opened. And we're going to have a quick look at it. We're going to have a quick look at the website that goes along with it. And then, hey, there's Jason Daly over on Facebook. Hello, sir. And yeah, so we're going to look at that. It is a new auto bed leveling system I'm going to have a look at and give him my honest impressions of. And then maybe I might do a new installation video for him. Who knows?
What are they talking about? Wireless stuff? What's wireless?
Yeah, we're talking about wireless keyboards. I smashed my wireless keyboard over my knee last night because I just got so frustrated with it.
Oh, really? I love
Oh, yeah.
wireless units. I don't like wired anything.
So I hooked up a wired keyboard to it just temporarily, but yeah, I smashed that keyboard over my knee last night. It even scared my wife.
Why? Because it wasn't working?
Yeah.
Did you try replacing the batteries?
It has brand new batteries in
Okay.
it. Did you turn it on?
Well,
Was your computer on, sir? Oh, wow.
Did you plug in and did you unplug and replug in the internet?
Can I throw at you?
Oh, many
Here
things.
we go.
Here's lots
Here
of
we
things,
go.
I'm sure. Did it stick on my back? Because it kind of felt like it did.
I threw a maker coin at him. So we got Andrew Lawrence. Hello, sir. I'm usually not wearing a tinfoil hat, but the wireless protocol on the wireless accessories is super vulnerable. That's pretty good. For all of you that joined us on Saturday, thank you very much for coming out to our very first meetup here in Calgary. It was a great time. Like we talked, we geeked out, we got into talking about 3D printing. Nobody gave me a real answer about what they wanted to see on the show. So I must be doing something right. You know, who knows?
Who knows?
On Wednesday's show, we've got our tour and the seminars that we went to. It's going to be a really short show on Wednesday. Kind of gives me a little bit of a break. I'm going to finish editing that tonight at home, and then tomorrow I'll bring it in and put all the graphics on it. And yeah, I think Wednesday's going to be a real short show, so I have to do the intro and the outro on that. So yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. Mark Baker, hello to Richard, Frank, and group.
Oh, Andrew.
I think he's lubbing Derek in with that. Distinctive expressions. Bought myself a game laptop and had a gaming desktop computer. Best thing ever. When your job is in graphic design, never use them for gaming. I agree with that.
I need a gaming computer just for that reason, so I do better.
So you can do better at gaming?
I'm tired of watching my the screen go not responsive, and then going up and getting a sandwich, and then coming down and waiting for it to become responsive, and it always becomes responsive, but it's always just it's always on the verge of crashing. Like it drives on the edge of the cliff, and the littlest extra electron in there will just throw it down the road.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's
So
terrible.
Distinctive Impressions is asking, which button do I pick to download Arduino?
What?
Okay, let me just go there real quick, seeing as we got a couple of minutes. Boy, I spelled Arduino wrong. That's a first for me. Come on, just give me the downloads. That's what I want. So the button you want to press is Windows Installer. That is the one you want, is the Windows Installer. The very first one for Arduino 1.8.5. All right. I understand your frustration. I've been there myself. I'm drinking coffee today. Can you believe it? Actually, one of the few times you guys actually see me drink coffee on Coffee with Rich. I'm surprised my wife's not here yet. She usually is. Oh well.
Oh.
She'll get here. She usually does.
Oh, coffee.
Yes, coffee. Welcome to the world. Yes, I feel the same way. Do I look a little dark to you guys today? Do I look a little dark on screen? It looks like I am a little dark. Looks like I'm underlit a little bit. Looks like I'm underlit just a little bit.
You never have anything coming this way. Like no light coming this way.
I don't need light coming that way.
Your hat shadow.
Well, that's why I flipped these down. You'll notice that the lights are flipped down now.
Yeah, they're a little lower.
Yeah. To bring more light onto my face. I've got 41 seconds. Let me just turn those up a little bit. That should work out better. Yes, I know I'm standing right in front of the camera.
20 seconds.
There we go. That looks a lot brighter. Might be a little too bright now.
No, it looks good. It looks good over here. Looks good to me. 4, 3.
3, 2, 1. Roll that intro.
You renamed it. Nice. That's a good name for it. I found it instantly.
Hey, welcome to Coffee with Rich. That's me. I couldn't even say my own line today. What's the matter with me? It must be Monday. This is our live stream for the first layer, which we do twice a week, every Monday and Friday. And then Wednesday we have a recorded show for you that gives me a little bit of a break. So let's dive into it. My name is Richard Cleveland. I'm your host every week. Maybe one day we'll have Frank host the show and I'll run the system. How's that sound? Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Very well.
So today what we're talking about, we're going to jump right into it today because we've got a lot to cover and we've only got a short period of time to do it in. I'm going to try and get to everybody's comments today. Please remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to us here on Facebook or join our group here on Facebook, or subscribe to us on YouTube and hit that little notification bell so you get notified every time we do a live stream or put up a brand new web episode. So, where are we going to go from here? Let's first talk about what we got from our friends over at 3Dprint2form.com. I'll go to my, maybe I should, yeah, let's zoom that out a little bit. There we go. There we go. Just move that over a bit. There we go. So we got this wonderful box from our friends over at, now what camera am I on? There we go. So we got this box from our friends over at 3Dprint2form.com. David sent this over to me because he wanted me to have a look at it, install it on my Creality CR10, which by the way is still not here yet. It is coming, but there's a really nice letter in there with a lot of YouTube links to the unit and how to install it and all that other kind of stuff. So let's just quickly open it up, and inside we're going to find the Stinger unit. And this thing is amazing. It's all kinds of parts. I don't want to dilly-dally around with it too much, because I want to tell you guys that this unit we're going to install at some point in the near future. We're going to do a comprehensive review, and I think I'm going to do a installation video for it as well, and see if we can't get this thing to work really well for us. So there are some machine parts on this thing, so it's really built really well. There's some 3D printed parts, but there's some actual metal machine parts on this, and it looks very, very cool.
It's like a spaceship.
It looks like a spaceship. Then there's some other parts in the bottom. So everything that you need to get started. There's a couple of stickers, and everybody knows that I love stickers. So I've got one for the world's first integrated ABL system right there. And then we have the 3Dprint2form.com sticker. So I love those. So everything that you need is in the box to put this thing together. You should go to his website to get all the information and the installation directions and everything. But I'm going to try and help him out with that and see if we can't simplify it a little bit for you guys, and we'll go from there. So I'm looking forward to playing with this, but first we have to get our CR10 in. So once we get our CR10 in, then we will definitely put this together. So this showed up in the mail today. Thank you again to the folks, David and Cheryl Ashenbrenner, I'm sorry, from 3Dprint2form.com. Thank you very much for this, and I will put this onto my machine, and as I said, it's a test sample. So we're going to test that out. Now, what I want to talk about today is your printer. everybody's printer. It doesn't matter what kind of printer you have. I'm going to talk about some things that you should be doing with your printer with filament and with just generally testing your printer. So I'm going to go back to my overhead camera here, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Of course, that's zooming out. Let's zoom in. There we go. There we go. So first and foremost, we've got this benchy. Now this is a new benchy that we found online called Ben the Benchy, and it's a little different from other benchies out there in the fact that this is supposed to float in actual water, and I think I touched a little bit about this on Friday. And what we're looking for with this benchy, because what this is called is a torture test, because it's going to work with overhangs such as the door here. Let me see if I can get my big fat finger out of there. So we're looking at the overhangs. We're seeing how the overhangs here on this edge worked out. We see a little bit of a problem right here in the fact that it didn't look like it made a nice tight corner. So we've got some work to do on our printer. We've got a little bit of stringing here, but overall we've got no holes in the side, and this was printed in dark red PLA from Spool 3D, just so you guys know. But what we're looking for, and we've got a little droop here, but we've got fairly decent detail. Now, this appeared on two benchies. I did this benchy twice now, and this hole appeared on both of them in exactly the same spot. So I don't know if that's a problem with the benchy or it's an actual problem with my printer. So this was printed on the Wanhao Duplicator i3, which I put the new bed on last week. And you can see that overall it's not a bad looking benchy, but I have some issues that I have to take care of, like the stringing. So what I'm going to do there so that I don't get all that stringing is I'm going to make sure that I set my retraction properly to avoid that stringing. And what retraction is when the filament pulls back into the hot end just a little bit so that it prevents this from happening. So we're going to work on our retraction. So this is a clear indicator that we have some work to do to tune up our 3D printer. Now, I also did a temperature tower. And this temperature tower, as you can see, doesn't look the greatest. Partially because of the bridging, which is what is happening here. It's when there's nothing to support the material that goes from one side to another, or from one pillar to another pillar. That's called bridging. And you can see by this temperature tower, as we go through it, we started at 240 degrees, and we can see at the bottom that there's a little bit of melting, a little bit of splaying out, as I like to say. So there's a little bit of an area right here and on either side. But going up, this portion of this temperature tower takes a look at our overhangs and how well our overhangs are going to do with this particular tower. Now, we noticed that we didn't get any bridging between 240 and 230. We did start to see bridging at 225, and these are the temperatures going down the tower here. We started at 240, then we went to 235, 230, 225, and so on until we got to 190. I recommend that everybody do a temperature tower. And if you don't know how to do a temperature tower, there are tons of videos on YouTube about doing a temperature tower. And the reason I recommend you do a temperature tower for every roll of PLA, ABS, PETG, doesn't matter what you're using, that you do a temperature tower. And of course, these are going to change based on the temperature range of your filament, is because this is going to give you a clear indicator of where you're getting the best layer adhesion, where you're getting the best bridging. So it'll help you to recognize what the optimum temperature here is. And if we look at this temperature tower, we know that at 190, our bridging wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either. Where we got the best bridging was between 205 and 200. So there's our 205 bridging. It's pretty decent. It's got a little bit of a hole near the back here, but we totally failed our bridging at 195. So we know that 195 is not a good temperature. So we're going to put our temperature somewhere between 200 and 205 because we've got nice sharp edges on both of them. We've got a nice clean angle going up. So for this PLA, and again, this is the dark red PLA from Spool 3D, we know that based on this, that our temperature to use with the nozzle is going to be somewhere between 205 and 200. That's where we're seeing our best results. And here on the side is where you can, I don't know how well the camera is going to pick this up, but
you can see some ripples.
You can see where in that 200, 205, it's nice and flat. But as we come up from the bottom, we can see some defects. We can see some more defects here at around 210. But 205, 200 seems to be the best temperature for us. So looking at all the indicators here, we know that every time that we use this dark red PLA from Spool 3D, we're going to make sure that our temperature is right around 200. So does anybody have any questions about that?
First test, no questions.
Is there where's the STL for the benchy? John Kruger's asking.
I sent them a link to Thingiverse.
Yeah, there.
But your particular
just look for
benchy,
Ben the Benchy on Thingiverse, and you will be able to find this benchy there. Yeah, Ben the Benchy on Thingiverse.
There we go.
Okay, so we have Derek Matthews. Hello, sir. What do you use a temperature tower for? And Frank answered that in the, and I think I pretty much answered that as well. I mean, you want to make sure that you're printing with the right temperature so you're not getting a lot of inconsistent results when you're printing. Do you have to use different temps for different filaments? Yes, Cheryl, you do. Let me go back to my camera here.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Go back.
There we go.
That pen isn't as interesting as...
Yeah, it's not as interesting as I am. So here's where I get to answer the questions. Yes, you should do a temperature tower for the different filaments. Every filament, there's different types of filaments, and all those different types have different temperature ranges. And just to give you an idea, I've got some here on the back. We've got some ABS, we've got some PETG, we have some polycarbonate, and then we have some PLA. So down here we can see on the top of these boxes, and I'm just going to line them up in the order in which you would more than likely use these. There we go. So with PLA, specifically for the Spool 3D PLA, the nozzle should be between 190 and 220. That's your temperature range. And based on our little temperature tower, we know that 200 seems to be about right for PLA. So you don't have to do it for every PLA that you have, but if you are using different manufacturers' PLA, you might want to do that temperature tower just to see what temperature differences there are between the different PLAs. In the case of ABS, we need to be between 190 and 230, so a little higher temp. In the case of PETG, it's 200 to 240. And with polycarbonate, and polycarbonate is a very strong material, this has to be printed between 235 and 260 degrees, with your bed temp maxing out at about 110 degrees. So you want to make sure that your bed can reach those temperatures of at least 110. Now, I get a lot of questions about bed temp on the CR10, so I'm going to touch on that real quick. Bed temp on the CR10 can go to 110, it can go to 120. It's just going to take a little while to get there. I'm going to go over PID tuning for the nozzle and the bed in an upcoming episode, because PID tuning is just a little something that's out of the realm of today. It's going to take a lot, and I don't want to get too far into trying to explain what PID tuning is. But once you've PID tuned your hot end and your bed, they should heat up faster and be more efficient at heating up. Well, I'm not disagreeing. I have a 16 printer farm and use many types of PLA, ABS, and so forth. Every printer uses the same temps for each material, no matter the brand, unless it's like Matter Hackers, which is a higher temp material. So Telly Montelli, or Mantelli, he's got a little printer farm, and that's working for him. I think the point I'm trying to make with temperature towers and why you want to do them, especially if you're a new person, and this is really kind of directed at the new people, is because you want to make sure that you have it right in the right range, so you're not wasting a lot of plastic in the long run. How do you set it up for printing with the different temps? Again, that's something I'm going to go into at a later date. It's a little bit... Oh, Telly, I love what you're doing, man. Don't stop. Always tell us what's on your mind. I have a Micro Swiss all metal Honnen, and most of the time I have to set it at 215, 220 for PLA. Now, part of that reason could be, Dawn, that you're having an issue with the environment around you. If your room's a little too cold, you're going to end up having to bring up the temperature on your nozzle. In the studio here, it's usually fairly warm. It's right around 21 degrees in here all the time. So yeah, I'm printing at roughly around 200 most of the time. So how about wannabes? Oh, Cheryl, she wants to be a wannabe.
Well, me too, but we let you sit there, so.
There you go. You're mean.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
it was meant as a compliment. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know how you meant that as a compliment, but okay. In any case, yeah, Cheryl. No, the idea is that what I'm trying to do with the show is give you now the tools to go forth when you want to get your first 3D printer and start playing around. Now you'll have some knowledge before jumping into the pool, so to speak. And we all know when I was young, I jumped into pools no matter what. And Cheryl can attest to that. I did a lot of stupid things when I was young. She can tell you that.
We all do.
So yeah, if you're new at this, do temperature towers and just get used to the temperatures that your machine can do. Make sure that you do a benchy. You know, just kind of figure out as you go along how to make those changes. And I'm going to show you in an upcoming episode how to make the changes so that you can eliminate the stringing or you can get a little bit sharper corners. So that's the idea with that. I just wanted to kind of touch on that because it is Monday today, and it's been, you know, it's the start of the week. My brain's not even working. I haven't even finished my cup of coffee yet. What are you guys doing to me?
That was a run-on sentence. Like
it sure was, yeah. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, man.
In any case.
There's a question about, and I had a question like that too, with the temperature towers.
Yep.
Does the G-code all include the change in temperatures? Or do you have to find a temperature tower with the G-code? Like, do you have to change the temperature manually in some of them? Or do they all include the G-code?
Depending on the program, yeah, depending on the program that you're using. I use Simplify 3D. Not everybody has Simplify 3D.
So what if I have get one off Thingiverse? I just go get a temperature tower off Thingiverse.
Yeah, you can get
the code properly.
It will not be in with the model.
You have to actually.
You have to actually do that in your slicing program because you have to add the G-code. In this case, we're adding G-code every 5 millimeters because that's the height of every one of these temperatures. And in Simplify 3D, here's the weird thing, is that Simplify 3D does things by layers. So how I figure this out is I figure out how tall it is, then I divide that by the number of layer or divide the layers by the number of millimeters. And that will tell me where exactly I'm making the changes and at what layer. And then you put that in your it's all part of your slicing program. I'm going to show you how to do it with Cura next week because it is a little bit involved, and then I'll show you how to do it with Simplify 3D.
So Derek says he wants to show you how to do a temp tower, but that's just to download one off Thingiverse and then you do your slicing, right?
Just go to Thingiverse and find yourself a temp tower model. Everybody get ready for this because I think we're going to do this next week in continuation of this because it seems to be a very hot topic. So everybody go to Thingiverse and just look up temperature tower and just download whatever temperature tower you want.
I have never done a temp tower or a benchy. Anything.
Well, you really should do a temp tower
I really
and a benchy.
should, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, for the amount of stuff that you do, and Cheryl's starting to create stuff for sale at her business as well, Distinctive Impressions through her 3D printer. So it's a good idea to make sure that you do a temperature tower, do a benchy, so you can get all those settings dialed in. And I will next week do that for you guys. I do have to do our tour of Javelin on Wednesday, so I will set that up for next Wednesday's show. I know I said I was going to do something else, but I will set that up for next Wednesday's show, not this Wednesday, because I have a commitment to Javelin. But I will take you guys through this step by step, okay? Everybody would like that, I'm assuming, I hope.
Yeah, especially showing in the slicer how you work that out.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you guys in the slicer how to do that as well. Yeah, Derek wants to know about changing the temps. And Derek, hang on with me. A week from this Wednesday, we're gonna tackle all of that. We'll definitely go over all of that. So, Jerry has never done one and prints at 210, 60, but it should be because there might be a better temp for him too. Yeah, there might be a better temp for you. Again, by doing a temperature tower, you're going to find out what the optimal temperature is for the material that you're using. But if your settings are working for you, and Jerry, I've seen what you print, I think you're doing okay.
I don't think Jerry's got any issues yet.
I don't think Jerry has any issues.
I think we should have Jerry on the show. I really do.
I think I'm going to try and set up Jerry to come on the show through Skype at some point in time.
We'll keep bothering him until he just gives up and says yes. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have never done a temperature tower or even a benchy.
Yeah, no, I mean I started printing and I feel like I would rather start something printing, and if it's turning out good, then I've got a good useful print instead of just something that showed me that I could have had a good print.
But that's like almost like shooting darts in the dark. You know what I mean?
You might hit the target.
You might hit the target, and you might not. So. A week from Wednesday, I am going to do a complete video on temperature towers, benchies, and how to dial in everything that you're doing. And I think everybody will, and that'll just be a continuation of the series. And with that said, it is, wow.
Are you kidding me, really?
Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock already.
You're really doing this?
Quickly, I'm just going to see if we've got any questions real quick. Not Friday.
No, I've rescinded all of that.
He's typing for me. I'm not typing. He's typing for me.
Don't they know that? You
Yeah, I
get
think
me
they know
on
that.
here as me. So when I'm doing you, I do me.
Yeah, switching to Pet G. Just really quick, switching to Pet G is easy, but you're going to deal with stringing, and that's where retraction and speed come into play. Jason Daly, Rich, I think it also makes difference in the type of the structure, such as the size and the diameter, etc. It does. I printed in 185 degrees with PLA, and I printed in 210 degrees with PLA. Now, which one works better for you is the question that I have. Cheryl C says, that's it, you're fired, Frank.
She doesn't work here. She can't fire me.
There you go. Yeah, so I'd like to know which one worked best for you between those two temperatures. And again, it depends on the environment that you're in. I know I always tell people that you can print PLA in any environment pretty much, and you can, but there is a caveat to that. If your room is too warm, you want to turn down your nozzle. If your room is too cold, you want to turn up your nozzle. So hello, Roger. Roger Gagnon.
Just in time for the end of the show.
Just in time for the end of the show. Hey, listen, if you have not yet watched some of the past episodes, go ahead, watch some of our back catalog. We are creeping up on 60 episodes now.
Oh, 60 episodes.
Yeah, 60 episodes with the live streams. And thank you guys for watching. We are over 600. We broke 600 over the weekend for our people on YouTube. And that was just great. And we do have a couple of ways that you guys can help the show. You can buy me a coffee if you like, or you can buy me 2 coffees. That doesn't matter. You can buy me a coffee. And all that goes into supporting the show and helping us with the hardware that we use and stuff like that. Or if you want to support the show on a more regular basis, you can sign up to our Patreon. And that helps us out as well. And I appreciate everything that you guys do. And everybody that is on our Patreon right now, I am going to be sending you guys a key ring or a keychain. We gave some of them out on the weekend to people that showed up. So make sure that if you are a Patreon, that you please send me your address so that I can send you out one of our little key rings. And what else? Oh, hey. Who did we forget today?
I'm distracted. Who did we forget? Are you talking about sponsors?
Yeah.
Spool 3D.
We forgot our sponsor, Spool 3D. Thank you, Spool 3D, for everything that they do for us here and give us this wonderful spot. Print it right. Print it with Spool 3D. Get your printers, filaments, and supplies, whether it be to build a brand new printer or just some spare parts for the printer you already have. Check them out today at spool3d.ca. Print it right. And I know I messed that up completely.
That's okay. I messed up some of the lowers, so that's all right.
If you're interested in sending anything to me here to either review or do on a Friday, Mail Friday or Mail Mondays, you can send it to the address below. Can you put up the address real quick? There we go. It is the first layer at number 120, or pardon me, 230. It's number 230, 11929. 40th Street, Southeast, here in Calgary, Alberta, T2Z4M8. So that is 230 11929 40th Street, Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. Thank you very much to everybody who has sent stuff in. We're going to get to doing a lot of updates. My printer is on the way. I should have it this week. So we will be first doing the first upgrade that we do with it will be for the ABL system the easy ABL system that we got last week, and from they know who they are.
Don just fired us both.
Don just fired us both. Okay.
Yeah, I hope I get a good severance package from him.
Don, are you going to come do the show? Because you can come do the show. Man, would my days be so much easier.
Just sit there and drink coffee, and then we could do the show. And
Yeah.
It's like coffee with Rich, because like we're having coffee with you, but you
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
right.
to actually do the show.
So
Yeah, come on down, Don. Let's have you.
there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a Monday afternoon. Hopefully you had yourself a cup of coffee or whatever else you like to have in your coffee. And I'm going to see you again on Friday for another live stream. And don't forget to watch this Wednesday's look at Javelin and all of the Stratasys stuff that we got to see and talk about. Until then, you guys have yourselves a great week.
My friends, they know I do the show. God damn. Can they still hear me?
People text me all the time during the show.